2018. Would you please stand and join the board in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Item 1.03, adoption of the agenda. It is recommended that the agenda for the October 9, 2018 regular meeting of the Board of School Trustees be adopted as presented.
Move for adoption of the agenda.
Second.
It's been moved and adopted. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Item 2.01, under recognition. Recognition of School City of Mishawaka. Mr. Rickler and Dr. Spiker.
I'll be glad to handle that. Congratulations from the South Bend Tribune. School City of Mishawaka was voted best place to work in Michiana for the best overall management and leadership category. I don't know much about it other than the email showed up, and I think Mr. Rigler knows more about it than I do. I didn't even vote for us, so that tells you what I know about it.
Yeah, a lot of us did the Chicago way. You vote early, vote often. But you only get one email vote. But we had the email about coming out that of your corporation or your school that you're proud of, and a few of us had put in we're proud of. We got recognized for the most votes for leadership and management, and we're pretty proud of it. Something we can put out there for recruiting and use for what we do and get recognized all the year.
I also understand that we were nominated for a number of other categories by other employees, and so that's what I know. We will be taking a half-page ad in the Sunday, October 21st South Bend Tribune to thank our employees, the Mishawaka community, and Michiana for this high honor. The Board of School Trustees, senior and building leaders have worked diligently to talk and walk the Mishawaka way. This high recognition gives credibility to the culture transition in the school city of Mishawaka. Thank you all for your great work and support. So we will follow through in the tabloid on October 21st. With an ad thanking our employees, thanking the community, and thanking the Mishawaka area, Michiana area for this recognition. So,
Well, I have to say that I'm particularly pleased and proud to have gotten this particular recognition for overall leadership and management. I went to the Tribune's website, and we're in the large employer category, so we're in the biggest group, and there are 8 different categories under which, best places to work, of different kinds of workplace environment. And I think that if I had to pick one to be recognized in, it would be this one, overall leadership and management, because that's the foundation on which all the others are built. And I think it speaks very well to what's been accomplished here, to Dr. Spiker and the team of staff, the administrative and faculty that's been put together, both past and present. I won't try to name because there's just too many, and I know I would leave some off. It's a reflection, I think, of and it's not just the people. You can have the best people, but if you don't have a plan, you don't have a positive workplace climate, you don't have procedures and processes, and you don't have a destination, the best people really don't have a whole lot to work with. So this is an honor, I think, not only in terms of reflecting the quality of the people we have here, but the quality of our vision and our plan, which also gives us a real responsibility, we've gotten the ball rolling in the right direction and been recognized for it. We're going good places, but it's a long-range commitment, and it's something we need to keep our eye on the mission and the goal, and it's taken us, and it's being recognized with things like this, and it's up to us to keep that going. So it's a big honor, but it's a big responsibility. So thank you to all of you for, because this is your award.
The category also had two other winners, Press Ganey, whom you may know in the community, primarily for hospital satisfaction, and Norco Industries, which I didn't know anything about, but did some research on them, and they have 5 companies. They're based out of California, but they have a big campus and presence in Elkhart. I don't know if you have any contact with them at all, Holly, in your business.
Our buildings are next door to each other.
Oh, okay.
They have a huge campus. They employ close to, I think, 300 people at
Yeah.
the Elkhart facility, so it's a pretty big deal.
Yeah. So, looking at their core values, we fit very well with them, with the Mishawaka way, very similar. So, we have a lot to be proud of, and again, it goes out to our employees, to our community, and all of us sitting up here. We're just the stewards of the opportunities that we provide for our 5,200 students in the school system. So we will enjoy the honor and move on and continue to work hard.
Thank you. We'll move on then to comments and questions from the floor. Item 3.01, representatives of the PTA. Is there anyone from the... Yes. Would you please go to the podium, state your name, and...
Good evening, everyone. My name is Linnell Rosa. I am the president of the PTA Council. And tonight I wanted to introduce you all to our officers this year. Our treasurer is Jill Norton. Our secretary is Lisa Walker. Our at-large member is Melissa Johnson. She wasn't able to be here tonight. And our VP, who also could not be here tonight, is Julie Kaiser. Mishawaka PTA Council's goals for this year is to engage and educate each PTA on what PTA is all about. We have gotten away from the bones of what PTA is, which is advocating for all children and getting engaged in their
by engaging.
Pete. The board.
much larger network and includes the exact same plan design as our current plan with Anthem. Employee and employer premiums will remain the same for 2018, 2019, so any savings that we realize from this change in dental insurance would be realized within our self-insurance fund. I'm happy to answer any other questions about the change that the board may have, but I'm recommending this, the agreement with Health Resources, Inc. For approval.
What did we pay last year?
It varies year to year because our current agreement with Anthem is a self-funded plan. But we pay roughly right around, I think we're going to end up, at least in terms of the 17-18 year, around $435,000.
Move for approval.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Item 6.03, recommendation to approve agreement with Vision Service Plan for Vision Care Benefits. Again, Mr. Newman.
Thank you, President Curry, Dr. Spiker, and members of the board. Again, in working with our consultants at R&R Benefits, we went out and got quotes. This time for our vision care benefits. Our renewal with Anthem, actually there was no renewal with Anthem. We were still part of, I believe it was a 4-year deal, but we went to Vision Care Benefits to see what they could offer us. Their VSP is slightly cheaper than our current plan with Anthem, but probably only by $1,000 or $2,000. So the real reason for changing vision plans is, again, it's a larger network. The overall benefits to the employees in terms of their out-of-pocket costs or the benefits that are to the other members of their family are actually better through VSP. And they also gave us a rate guaranteed through the 22-23 benefit year. So it's not so much a financial savings as it is a better plan design for our employees, and we're certainly happy to offer that to them. So again, I'm happy to answer any questions about the agreement with VSP, and I'm recommending this agreement for approval.
Move for approval.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Moving on, item 6.04, approval of resolution number 2018-009 regarding the purchase of certain real property at sheriff's sale. Mr. Newman.
Thank you, President Curry. Again, similar to last board meeting, in an effort to find the best solution to the traffic flow and expand our parking to the west of Mishawaka High School, we're again asking for the approval of the board to purchase yet another property right there in that block. This resolution being slightly different than the past because we would be purchasing this property at a sheriff's sale later this month. Per Indiana code, we did get 2 appraisals on the property. We cannot pay more than the average of the 2 appraisals. And again, we would be utilizing our cash balance in our general fund for this purchase. After this home, there would be one property remaining in that small block to the west of Mishawaka High School, and we are recommending this resolution be approved as presented.
Mr. Newman, you might want to add that you've used legal counsel.
Yes, we've utilized Board Attorney Mike Triple has advised us on the process for this purchase. The first step being the passage of this resolution, and I would accompany him to the sheriff's sale in addition to Mike Faulkner later this month to try to acquire the property.
And do you know the date of the sale offhand?
I believe it is October 18th.
Move for approval.
Approval of resolution 2018-009.
Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. All right, now we have a series of 3 public hearings. So this is a little bit different than most meetings because we have 3 public meetings we call and close within our current public meeting. So I'm going to call to order the public hearing on the 2019 School City of Mishawaka budget. As per Indiana Code, the Budget Form 3 was posted to the Indiana Gateway website following approval at the September 25th board meeting. The Form 3 notified taxpayers at a public hearing on the proposed proposed 2019 budget would be held at the Mishawaka Administration Center on October 9, 2018. No action shall be taken by the board on the budget during this public meeting. On October 23rd, the budget will be brought to the board for adoption. Are there any members of the public who would wish to address the board on this matter? If not, we'll show this public hearing closed. And we will open the next public hearing and call to order an open public hearing on the 2019 capital projects plan. Per Indiana Code, notice to taxpayers on the proposed 2019 capital projects plan was advertised in the South Bend Tribune on September 27, 2018. This notice notified taxpayers of a public hearing being held on the proposed 2019 capital projects plan on October 9, 2018. The detailed plan was also posted to the school corporation's website. No action shall be taken by the board on the capital projects plan during this public meeting. On October 23rd, the plan will be brought to the board for adoption. Are there any members of the public who wish to address the board on this particular matter? There being none, we'll close this public hearing. And we'll call to order an open public hearing on the 2019 bus replacement plan. Per Indiana Code, notice to taxpayers on the proposed 2019 bus replacement plan was advertised in the South Bend Tribune on September 27, 2018. This notice notified taxpayers of a public hearing being held on the proposed 2019 bus replacement plan on October 9, 2018. The detailed plan was also posted to the school corporation's website. No action shall be taken by the board on the bus replacement plan during this public meeting. And on October 23rd, the plan will be brought to the board for adoption. Are there any members of the public who wish to address the board on this agenda item? There being none, we'll close this public hearing and move on to reports and discussion items. 7.01, a construction update. Mr. Faulkner.
Good evening, Mr. President, Dr. Spiker, members of the board. Here tonight to give you your bi-monthly construction update. Good news is this list continues to shorten, and we're closing in on a lot of these projects. As you know, the Alumni Plaza is pretty much complete with the exception of putting up the statue and the plate, as Dr. Spiker had mentioned. It's a beautiful facility, and we're glad that that one is finally, for the most part, finished. We're going to have to figure out a dedication date yet, but we'll cross that bridge. The track, as you know, is complete, and we dedicated that last Friday. There are a few small imperfections when it comes to the painting, but we'll be discussing that in more detail with the contractors here. Well, we've already discussed a few items, and we will continue those discussions for negotiations for the future. So, but as it is right now, we're proud of the track overall, and look forward to the kids being able to run on it. The window projects at the high school, as of this past Saturday, all the windows have been installed. Over the course of the next couple weeks, they'll be finishing up doing the framing and installing the blinds. So we're getting close there as well. As you know, the carpet here in the administration office, it is finally complete. We're happy with the most part overall of the flow that it went. You know, everybody here at the administration office was very patient and very willing to help out, and it went very smooth. I'm real excited about how that went down. And as you can see, the vestibule is still under construction, and they're looking at the first of the week of being done with that. We're going to get Miranda's front desk set up and then see how that sets, and then reinstall a wall somewhere, somehow behind her. We kind of want to make it fitting to her liking, and the new desk up front. So after that, we will go through and start the painting. We obtained quotes to paint the inside of the entire administration office area, and it looks like we're going to start that the end of the month or 1st of November. So a few more things to do here, but it'll definitely have a nice facelift when it's all said and done. The HUMS project, as you know, we have been working on phase 2. It actually started last week, Friday. They started excavating to the west of the school there, between Hill Excavating and Frame Plumbing. We have they actually have started excavation, but they haven't finished it yet. All the plumbing is done. So in the event that we were to have a downpour like we have in the past where we've experienced the flooding, what we've done so far with the plumbing should take care of the issues that we've had. Right now it'll go into a swamp and not into a rain garden. The water level has been so high the last few days that they've backed off on doing excavating, and also we have to reroute a cable line that runs across into the school from the property line to the west. So Friday, Comcast cable is coming out, and we will reroute that line. Looking at probably next week or in the next week before we're done with that. Circling back around again, I brought this up at the last school board meeting that we'll be installing the snow guards at Liberty Elementary School. There's approximately 1,580 linear feet of snow rails. Those have been ordered. They're looking at starting this project next week, Monday. So, and they said that'll probably take about a week to 10 days to get those installed, and before the winter hits. So. The terracotta, Zilkowski did meet with Schmidt & Associates, and they are, again, interested in doing that work. They're preparing a quote for us right now. The roofs above the terracotta are scheduled to be started on and re-roofed on October 21st by Midland Construction. We obtained that quote several months ago, and so they're ready to begin doing that work. Other than that, oh yes, the doors, locks, and hardware. This project will start, everything is in for Liberty, Battelle, and Beeger, and we'll look to start this project in and around October 22nd. In between that time and maybe the end of the month. There's a few hiccups in there that we have to get finalized before they start. But we, again, will start at one school and work and get that finished before we go into the next school. So Liberty will be first. Again, these contractors will work after hours and not disturb the school kids or the staff. So.
Mike, could you talk about the scope of the project? Because this is $1 million+ project. It's a huge project. That impacts every one of the buildings in the school system.
Yeah,
and what's going to happen in those buildings? Because teachers and principals are going to need to, I know they've been involved back early in the process, but
well, as you can see up on the screen there, every school has X amount of number of doors, interior or exterior doors that will be placed. Every door lock in the school building, interior, exterior, will be replaced. Our ultimate goal, as you recall, was to make sure that the teachers have the ability to lock their door handles from inside their classroom with a thumb lock. That definitely will be done. And to also minimize the number of keys. You only get one shot to do this right, and if we can minimize the number of keys that our staff, our custodial team has to carry, our principals, that was also a goal. So if you're a principal at the school, you'll carry an interior and exterior key, the grand master key of them all. If you're a teacher, you'll carry one key, and that's for the classroom. All the classroom doors will be keyed alike. If you have personal items, we're asking teachers to lock them in a filing cabinet or somewhere secure where they can put their personal belongings. But all the teachers will have the same key to classrooms. we have approximately 1,053 doors that are going to be replaced. That was done when we went through and assessed every single door in the school corporation, and I believe we have 5,500 interior and exterior doors. So
This is a big deal,
this is a huge deal.
a really big deal for 3 reasons. You know, we've done a lot of other things that are a lot more glitzy that, you know, people can see. But this is a big deal for 3 reasons. One is student and staff safety. That's the #1 reason that we were doing this, and it's part of the referendum initiative that we sold to the community in 2016. So we're following through, board's following through, doing what they said they would do in terms of expenditure. The second reason that it's a big deal is that only about once or twice in the life of an organization do you have a chance to correct all your screw-ups. And so we're going to have a system. And when Mike was talking about having a system with a few keys for all of our buildings in the school system. And the third reason it's a big deal is for our maintenance department. We don't have to stock and have inventory of a gazillion different hardware, doors, et cetera, et cetera. You know, we can repair things much quicker. You know, we can be much more responsive to issues related to doors and related to hardware and related to everything else. I want to compliment Alex, and I want to compliment Mike and Ken and others who've been involved, as well as the building principals, for the time that they have taken in planning, because planning was really critical to pulling all this together. And I also want to commend Allegion, who is a hardware supplier, a very large one. They put a lot of time into this effort, and Allegion and Schmidt had a partnership, and without their work, we never could have pulled all this off. So commendations to all of you. We're going to have a lot more safer schools. We're going to be a lot more systems oriented in terms of doors, locks, hardware, and we're going to be able to respond to doors, hardware, those kinds of things through our maintenance department much more quickly. So thank you, board, for supporting this initiative. It's going to make a huge difference for many years for the school system.
Just one more thing to add to Dr. Spiker, that this keying system that we are about to replace with our existing is so sophisticated that if a key was lost, you cannot go to your local hardware store and make up a new key. There is a patent on it. Matter of fact, the only way that keys can be ordered is through a process online that only a few people in the school corporation have the liberty of doing, of ordering that. So it's a tight-knit system, and you just can't go out and make keys. So if a key's lost, you know, it's a few bucks, but you know, where'd it come from, and it's not like you can go out and make more keys. So
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
thanks.
We'll move on then to the final item on the agenda, public announcements. The next regular meeting of the Board of School Trustees will be held on Tuesday, October 23rd, 2018 at 7 p.m. at Patel Elementary School, 715 East Broadway Street here in Mishawaka, Indiana. And one other item, November 7th at 6 p.m. down at Plymouth at Christo's Banquet Center will be the next Indiana School Board Association's regional meeting. Anything else? Motion to adjourn?
Motion.
We're adjourned. Thank you. Everyone have a nice evening.